Welcome to ICAN As part of the things we give you at ICAN we give you some exam technique which will further help in your passing the ICAN exams. Today, we're dealing with the verbs, the question verbs that you come across in the exam. Now, reading and preparing for an exam is very important. Nobody will tell you by any standard that preparing for ICAN exam will not involve a lot of reading. However, understanding the requirements of the question is also very important. In fact, it's almost more important than whatever preparation you have done, because if you have read all through and gotten to the exam hall and don't know what the examiner requires of you, all the effort will be in futility. And I'll be taking this matter of question verbs in this way. Now, you will come across various verbs in ICAN exam. For example, I illustrated some with this question which I have up here. For example, this question has question verb of assess. The next question has a question verb of explain. In fact, it's when I qualify the explanation to add briefly. Then this other one has a question verb of describe. These three will not be approached the same way. The tendency of students just wanting to cram and pour out whatever they know in the exam or not really achieve the result we aim to achieve. So you will get verbs such as state, you will get verbs such as list, define, explain, describe, apply, discuss, assess, evaluate, analyze. Sometimes the analysis may come even with critical analysis. Sometimes you are told to mention. All these verbs means different things, and your approach to them will also mean different things. So in this video, what I will be doing is trying to explain what I believe will be the examiner's requirements when you see a particular question verb. I'll take it in this format. Now, there are some question verb that all you have to do is to answer it in a one-part manner, and those ones I will label them the one-part question. These are the ones that for example, when you are told to list, or you are told to state, or you are told to mention, these are one part questions where, for example, if you are told to list, you can actually get your marks by listing using bullet points and you'll be done with it. If you are told to mention, you can also mention using bullet points and you will get the marks required. Now, what I've also noticed is that this type of question is usually asked at the level of the foundation. At that level, most of their questions will come in the ways of listing, state, mention. But at the level of skills and professional, the verbs usually change to the two-part verbs. Two-part verbs, meaning that to answer the question, do two parts of it. Part one is to list or state or mention. The part two is, for example, if you were told to explain or you were told to describe. In this case, what the examiner expects of you is that, number one, you would have first mentioned, then you go on and give some form of reasons of why or how. The reasons of why or how. Now, under other three-part question verbs, if, for example, examiner asks you to discuss or you were asked to assess, in this kind of question verb, you are expected to, one, list, state, or mention, give reasons of why and how, and also talk of maybe issues concerning the advantage or the disadvantage, which in other words, it could mean the positive aspect of it and the negative aspect of it. Now, but we have the ones that are four-part question. The four-part question could come in the case of where you to evaluate or you will ask to analyze. Now, in this kind of question, you are expected to, one, mention, two, explain why and how, three, give issues of advantage and disadvantages, whichever is you want to argue on, and four, give an opinion. This is the difference between the four-part question and the three-part question. Now, there are some instances where the examiner will give you the question which we call the application questions. These are the ones such as when you are asked to apply to a particular case or scenario. In this case, what you need to do is to, one, state the matter, two, explain it, three, link it to the case or scenario. Now, This is a major way the question. Now, why do students fail? Students fail because sometimes the examiner has asked that you do a 4-part question, and the student haven't done part 1 and part 2, decides that he has finished the question. The fact is that if you've not been able to give the examiner what the examiner actually requested. Sometimes the examiner asks you to do a 3-part question, and you've been able to list and to explain, but you've not been able to give the examiner requirement. Therefore, you will not get as much marks as is allocated. You will notice that in this video, we've not spoken concerning the cases of where calculate and discuss or comment and discuss or comment. This will be coming in other videos, because this essentially relates to when we are talking concerning financial reporting, performance management, calculation related question, taxation. So with them in other videos to come. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope this video is helpful, especially for those that are attempting ICAN for the first time, to help you pass the exam. This is passicanonline.com. Thank you very much.